Shadows in the Rain, Episode 2, The Legwork. The city never sleeps and neither does trouble. Detective Bryant J. Cunningham is about to dive deeper into a case that feels more rotten by the minute. Detective Cunningham stands in the darkened office of James Hart. Papers are scattered across the desk, drawers are left half open, as if someone had been searching for something in a hurry.
Hart's office was a mess. Someone had been here before me looking for something. Question was, did they find it?
Cunningham approaches the desk, his eyes scanning the room with the precision of a hawk. He notices a photograph half hidden under a pile of paper. He picks it up and examines it closely. It's a picture of James Hart with a man in a dark suit shaking hands.
A photo of Hart with some big shot might be worth looking into, but the real find was in the corner of the room. An overturned trash bin with a crumpled piece of paper sticking out.
He walks over, crouches, and picks up the crumpled paper. Unfolding it, he reads the scribbled note. Meet me at the Blue Orchid, midnight.
The Blue Orchid, a nightclub notorious for shady deals and even shadier characters. Looked like my next stop.
The neon sign of the Blue Orchid flickers, casting an eerie glow on the wet pavement. Cunningham steps out of the car, his silhouette momentarily illuminated by the sign. He enters the club. The club is filled with smoke, jazz music, and a crowd that looks like they've seen better days. Cunningham spots a familiar face at the bar.
Tommy, the Weasel Malone. Small-time crook with a big mouth. If Hart was mixed up into something dirty, Tommy would know.
He approaches Tommy, who is nursing a drink and looking nervously around.
Tommy, fancy seeing you here.
Tommy nearly spills his drink, his eyes wide with surprise.
Cunningham, I wasn't expecting you here.
Relax, Tommy. I just want to ask you a few questions about James Hart.
Tommy's face goes pale. He glances around nervously before responding.
Hart? I don't know nothing. I swears.
Cunningham grabs a stool and sits next to Tommy, his gaze unwavering.
Cut the crap, Tommy. I found a note in Hart's office. Mentioned a meeting here, midnight. Spill it.
Tommy hesitates, then shakes his head defiantly.
I told you, Cunningham, I don't know nothing. And even if I did, I wouldn't be telling you.
Cunningham leans in closer, his voice low and menacingly.
Listen, Tommy, I'm not in the mood for games. You start talking, or I'll make sure every crook in the city knows you've been singing to me. And you know what happens to snitches.
Tommy's eyes widen in fear. He gulps, looking around the room nervously.
Hey, all right, I'll talk. Just keep it quiet, will you?
That's more like it. Now tell me about the meeting.
Tommy hesitates, then sighs, defeated.
Hart was into something big. Something real shady. He was supposed to meet a guy named Vincent here, but he never showed.
Vincent? Another piece of the puzzle. This was starting to get interesting.
Cunningham stands up, placing a firm hand on Tommy's shoulder.
Thanks, Tommy. If you hear anything, you know where to find me.
Tommy nods, visibly relieved as Cunningham leaves the club. Cunningham walks down the street, deep in thought, the rain still falling.
Hart had been playing a dangerous game, and now had a new name to follow up on. Vincent. This case was getting darker by the minute, but that was all a part of the job.